Okay, let's do this. I'm just going to introduce you to something called ABCOA, a project initiated by myself and Artist Books Cooperative. Basically, if you order one of these, you'll receive an envelope containing a load of A4 sheets. And the idea with this project really was to ask contributors to create a certificate of authenticity, but with the artifact being the certificate of authenticity itself. It came with a warning not to think about the conundrum too much, because that might be dangerous. But basically, 59 people, or groups and individuals, contributed a COA, or a certificate of authenticity, which was self-referential. And, ABC, Artist Books Cooperative, is known and came about as a result of the new interest in print on demand. And this is also a print on demand product, really. So there's a front sheet which contains a list of all the names of those who participated in it. And it's ordered according to first name alphabetical, which is kind of arbitrary. That's the front sheet, which is double-sided. Most of these COAs that have been contributed are single-sided, some are double-sided, okay? So here is one by, some of them are very visual and contain photographic images, others are more pared down and minimal. Here's a one-sided one by Aaron Krach. And then this is from Aisling Roach. And this is one from Alfred Steiner, more typical and detailed. We've got one here from Andreas Schmidt, Cadi Froehlich. Yeah, that's one-sided as well. Here's one that contains two sides. This is by Carritt and Palmer, a duo who work together and have done for years. So on one side you've got this, and the other side you've got that, and a big margin in that one as well. From Clare Strand, artist and photographer. She's given us that. And Claudia Della Torre sent this along. So you've got this dotted line, and it says fold on the dotted line. You may wish to do that. It seems to be interactive. And on the other side there's some text, and that's in line with the diagonal on the other side. From Corinne Vionnet, who you will know, probably. This is work which is about the text or the code behind the scenes when people make JPEG images or compressed images. Okay, so that's the back of this one. I've been shuffling through these so they're slightly differently organised than they were originally. This is from Craig Havens, and there's a front, and there's a back. I mean, this is obviously just to give you a taste of what's been contributed. We have Dafna Talmor, Daniel Pryde-Jarman, curator and artist, stamp. And from painter, Daniella Norton, there's one, made on the 17th of the 3rd of 2021, in colours which I believe are relevant to that particular date. David Schultz gave us this one, and it's got a small thumbnail type image, which seems to be a still from that movie Life of Brian. Duncan Wooldridge, writer, photography artist, educationalist, and he's given us this. Edgar Leciejewski, something provocative there, I think. And here's one which is also single-sided from Eric Doringer. You can read it yourself. Fiona Winterflood has given us one, and she doesn't really mind which side is considered to be the front, but I would suggest that this is the front. It's a certificate of authenticity in code, and on the back there's a mechanism for deciphering the code. And then Greg Allen has given us something very formal looking, and it references a high-energy bar. Irene Fubara-Manuel has done a lot of work about identification systems, the technologies and approaches that are used by the state when people are being tracked and crossing borders. Jan Basarab. And there's two of these, you see. And that's so full of significance. Jenny Odell, writer of that book, How to Do Nothing, has given us this. And Joachim Schmid, who needs no introduction. Based in Berlin, a man who was doing work with found photography decades before people copped on to the idea of being interesting. And also we've got Joanna Zylinska, artist, writer, and she's just completed a book called on AI art. And in this she claims that she is 41% human. So this is a certificate of authenticity for Joanna Zalinska herself. Jocelyn Allen, practitioner, performance-oriented photographer, has given us this. And we have John McLean's work. I'm just checking because some of these have got backs, most of them are blank on the back. and that's got lots of imagery and colour in it, and some references to Instagram, I guess, and to other work. So this is from Jonathan Lewis. There's a small 100 in the middle. You probably can't see it here. And this one from Jonathan Monk, conceptual artist, I guess we would call him, simply contains the email which I sent to everyone inviting them to contribute to this project. Jonathan Schmidt-Ott has given us this. And then we have Julie Samuels. This is not my fingerprint. Kenneth Goldsmith, writer of Uncreative Writing, and the person behind UbuWeb, that fantastic resource. A big fan of this project, Kenneth Goldsmith. And this is by Klara Vith, Lisa Levy, Louis Porter, a minimal work there again. Lucas Gabellini-Fava. It is what it says on the tin, white 80 GSM paper, 29.7 by 21 centimetres. And here's a work by Macdonald Strand, so that's Clare Strand and Gordon MacDonald. She's managed to be involved in this twice. Michelis Pichler, very pared down, small text on both sides, this one almost disappearing. And then here's my work. Oh yes, it's based on an original actual authenticity certificate. And on the back I've got an inverse print of the same thing, so they match up. From Mike Stokes, another work containing lots of expletives. Miriam O'Connor, based in Ireland, does a lot of photography work and is a farmer. Mishka Henner, famous for his observations via Google Maps and Street View, and very well known for that kind of photography, has given us this. And we have this collaborative trio from, based in Cambridge, but from other places, and they're called Motion Sickness. Natalia Jaffe provided this. Oliver Griffin gave us this. Paul Salelis. And this one here is from Penelope Umbrico. Rahel Zoller, as she's known to many, or some, a very detailed piece of work. This one should be the other way around, from Peter Morgan, and it's all about the art inspector, and what an art inspector might do or does. Wayne Daly. This one's from Travis Schaffer, who I guess is based in Missouri, USA. Now this one is very pared back, from Thomas Madachak. It says there, you probably can't see it really. You can just barely see the text, no space. This is a two-sided one here, from Sven Fannar Johansson. Suzanne O'Haire, being very thoughtful and witty here, trying to create a certificate of authenticity which refers to itself. And then we've got this one, which is ostensibly completely blank, or is it? And that's from Susan Diab. And then from Sunny Jane, we have this work. I hope you appreciate my rare sincerity. Take care of it for me. I do not know how. Scott Robertson. Sarah Brenneman. It's a picture of a drawing, or a copy. And this is from Roy Mehta, prominent photographer. And lastly, we have Will van Ursel.